Hi guys, Husky Light here. I hope everybody's all right. I missed all of you so much, but I had to go through some things and sort a lot of things out. That's why I've not been on YouTube. Hopefully the sun is not too bright for you. You can sort of see where I am. I'm not in England anymore. I'm now in Canada with Robbie, and this is what I've been working towards, or we've been working towards, and this is why I haven't been on. We were also advised not to go on until I was safely out here, due to any interference or darker energies hanging around, which we've had our fair share of, and I think we still get them occasionally, but we're learning to deal with them. And yeah, I hope everybody's all right. So, gosh, I don't even know where to start. When I left Robbie, the day I left Canada, and went back to England, that I left on an 11/11. If you remember from one of the other videos that I did, I should have left on the 13th of June. We got to the airport and I just wasn't allowed to leave on that day. They wouldn't let me on the plane, sent me back again, and I finally left 24 hours later on the 14th of June 2018, which was an 11/11 day. Anyway, since then, there's been a lot of sorting out, a lot of planning, a lot of talking, a lot of things going on, and without us realising it, and without us deliberately planning it this way either, when I came back with my daughter, my little dog, came back on the 30th of August 2018, which is an 11/11 day, after spending exactly 11 weeks apart. So from the day I went back on the 11/11 back to England to the day that I came back out on the 11/11 back to Canada, we'd actually spent 11 weeks apart. So it's pretty amazing how divine timing works, how things will work out, how universal, all of it. Also, when I came back, me and my daughter, on the plane that we were on 8K and 8J seating, which is 88, which is twin flames, and the K is 11, the J is 10, which is 111 again. So the way everything worked out, was just completely leading us in that direction, and source showing us that this was right. Now we're still seeing the numbers. Now we're in union, we're still seeing the numbers. There are synchronicities, but there's not as many synchronicities, mainly because synchronicities are there to guide you more than anything, to get you onto the right path, to get you in the right direction, to keep you on your spiritual path. So we're not seeing them quite so much at the moment. Also, we're having to deal with a lot of 3D things, like getting set up over here. Now I'm doing this on my phone. I don't have a PC at the moment, so from now on, videos will be done on my cell phone. So I apologise now if the volume is not quite right or the picture's not quite right. Hopefully you've got a gorgeous picture there of the lake where we live, and you can hear me all right, and it's all fine. But we've had to go through and sort things out, and there's a merging that is going on at the moment. There is an integration. Our souls have already merged, but there has to be a merging and integration on a physical level, an emotional level, on all our other bodies. That has to then merge in once you come into union. So that basically means we're not out of the woods yet. It's not all fluffy bunny roses or anything like that. We are learning to work as a team. We're having to learn. Our souls are one. Our souls have merged. They've come together, but you come from two completely separate people, personalities, cultural differences, programming. educational stuff, belief systems, all of that we're having to work through, merge, change. I'm from the city, Rob is from the country, so I'm going through a lot of changes at the moment, a lot of things that I'm having to learn. And there's a lot of things that we've found out what's happening to us as twin flames that happens as we go along. We also, where we live, we are surrounded by granite stone with crystal in it. We have streams that run under our house. So we are about as much in nature really as you can get without living in a tent. We are completely out in nature now. I am trying to wean myself off YouTube. Not do it from doing videos, but from actually watching videos. That's been quite hard to do. But I'm slowly learning that, mainly because I've spent, since my awakening, I've spent, 4 or 5 years continually listening, researching, learning, all of those things from my main source of information and confirmation of everything that I was going through was YouTube. Now that I'm out here, there's a very strong need for me to be in nature. Now I'm in nature, it's actually to integrate myself with and merge with nature as much as I possibly can. So one of those things is having to learn to do when I'm not working, when I'm not doing videos, is staying away from media, staying away. And it's probably good advice for everybody, because at the end of the day, it is more programming. It is more and it's addictive as well. You don't realise how used to you get, whether you're watching TV programs or YouTube videos, how much you can end up watching them and not doing anything else. So we're going through that at the moment. But basically, if you hurt your twin flame, it just gets reflected right back at you. You end up hurting as well. Everything about any insecurities that you still have are reflected back at you. Those insecurities come out in each of you. And again, you have to go inward. You have to go inward to work on them. This is all about compromise. This is about trying to work together as a team. This is all of those things. This is not a normal, it's not quite the relationship that you have had in the past, because we're changing the templates of relationships now. We're changing the way things are actually done. So when you were with a karmic, if you had a karmic relationship in the past, it's usually totally traumatic, manipulative. There's usually narcissistic tendencies or narcissistic qualities that are involved within that relationship, either from you or from the other person. It can go both ways. There's codependency, all of those things. If you're with a soulmate or you have been with a soulmate in the past, then that's totally different as well. A soulmate comes in, they are easy, you get on well together, you just sail through life, you sail through anything, but there's no spiritual growth. Also, going back to the karmic, once you've finished with a karmic, there's usually, it's a real spiritual push. There is usually an absolute transcendence, or there's a feeling of high spiritual growth, fast spiritual growth, because you have to look at yourself when you come out of one of those relationships. I say with the soulmate, there isn't much spiritual growth there. It's safe, it's nice, it's warm, it's all of those things. You have lived with this person in the past. They have been your auntie, your uncle, whoever in the past. You've gone through past lives, you know each other. There's not much growth though. There's not much self-awareness that goes on together with the soulmate. with the twin flame, there's a need for you to be together. You feel that your souls are tugging at each other. You want to be together from a soul level. But when you are together, there's also this continued need to work on yourself, to go inwards, to be independent, to not be codependent, or not as codependent on the other person as possible, but to continue to develop spiritually, individually, and again, emotionally, spiritually. And this is to change the template of relationships and future relationships, because relationships in the past haven't worked. The soulmate relationship, it works. There's no soul growth there though, so you're just coming back. You're going to repeat the cycle. The karmic definitely doesn't work, although there is soul growth there, and everything is there for a reason. All of the traumatic events you go through, everything you go through is there for a reason. That's part of your soul contract that you came in with to learn. So this is to change, the twin flame is to change these previous templates of the karmic and the soulmate relationships. It's also about co-creating. We're now at a point where we can co-create, whether that's through good thoughts or whether that's through bad thoughts. There is a co-creation that's actually happening within the union. We think of something, we focus on something, and that comes about. That happens for us. So even down to little things like I wanted to get some Epsom salts the other day, and we happened to stop at a supermarket we'd not stopped at before. We walked straight in, there it was on the shelf staring at us in the face. I'd actually forgotten all about, I'd said earlier I wanted Epsom salts, then I forgot that I'd said that we needed it then, and it was there. It was staring us right in the face. If Robbie gets hurt, I get hurt, and that's in a physical way as well. We found that when we were apart, when we were in separation, we were pretty much eating the same things, doing the same things on a daily basis or within 24 hours of each other as well, which was strange, but we got used to it. There is telepathy that is there. If he is worried, if there's something wrong, then what I've noticed is I feel extremely sick. It's a real gut thing that comes around, and I think that's the same with Robbie as well. He also feels it. He might feel it a little bit differently to the way I do, but it is. What else has been going on? Robbie had a pain in his left shoulder for years. Couldn't lift his arm more than shoulder height. He couldn't lift his arm above his head. With his left shoulder was in pain for absolutely years. I had a chat with a friend in Spain who can pick up on energies, who is very, very awake, and thank you so much, you know who I'm talking about. And she happened to mention that I had, I don't know what you want to call it, a gremlin, an Anunnaki, a darkness, something that was feeding off me on my left shoulder. She removed it. I couldn't feel it. I didn't even realise it was there. And she removed it. Within a few hours of her removing it from my left shoulder, Robbie's left shoulder healed up. He can now lift it above his head. He can now wave it around. And it's absolutely fine. There's no problems with it, which is just amazing. Also where we live, it's very spiritual. It's very supernatural. Like, there's a lot that goes on here, and we can hear singing at night sometimes. Sometimes it sounds a bit like an Irish jig. Sometimes it sounds like monastery singing. It's like every type of music or singing that you can imagine. There are occasional nights when you can hear it really faintly, but then when you try and concentrate or you try and figure out where it's coming from, you haven't got a clue. You cannot pinpoint where it's coming from. Again, we're surrounded by granite and crystal. We've got streams running under the house, so it's just the energies there are, I can't say that word, phenomenal. Yeah, you know the one I mean. I've never have been able to say it. yesterday we were going through a little bit of difficulty, and he left to go to work, and so all of a sudden the radio came on for no reason whatsoever. I didn't touch it, I was in a different room. It came on, and whoever was speaking on the radio at the exact moment the radio came on, they said, true love can be difficult sometimes, but if you get through the difficulties, it's beautiful. So I think that was talking to me directly on that one, probably to both of us. So anyway, now that I'm in Canada, I'm now open again for readings. You can go to my website, www.huskylight.com. Choose a reading, I'll get that out to you, or counselling, Awakening Council, Twin Flame counselling. Also, because I'm in Canada, I'm going to put my phone number down below. If any of you are in Canada and you would like a private session of either Reiki, a one-to-one tarot reading in person, or guidance, awakening, guidance, counselling, twin flame, anything like that, you can actually phone me and arrange an appointment to come and see me, or to come and see me and Robbie as well. So I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. I'm coming out with energy readings within the next few hours. So let's get this this channel up and running again, seeing as I've had a break from it. But hopefully you can understand why I needed to step back. There was more important things I felt, or we both felt, that we needed to do, and there's been a lot of clearing and a lot of things that I've needed to get sorted out, and I'm still sorting out as well. It's going to take a while on a 3D level, but I'm back to work. So I hope all of you have been coping with the energies. I think quite a few of you might have taken a step back, just as I have over the past couple of months, just to give yourselves a breather. But it's okay. You never lose your spirituality, you never lose your guides and angels. They're always with you, they're always giving you signs. Sometimes if you have to step away, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that you've lost it, or you're not psychic anymore, or you've lost your gifts, or anything like that. Nothing is further from the truth. It's still there. It's just like picking up and getting back on the bike again and moving forward with it. There are times when you need to step away spiritually to heal, to give yourself some rest, as well as we integrate and we go through these energies. Schumann resonance has been up and down lately. I'm sure you've all been feeling that. And there's been tiredness, sickness, all sorts of different energies. It's affecting all of you in a different way. Look after yourselves, look after your bodies, make sure that you are giving yourselves self-love, and I will speak to you soon. Love you.